Okay, my name is Justin, and I am grateful to be able to show you how to use UTIPS to help create the benchmarks. First thing we want to do is open up a browser. Here I am using Chrome. That's one of the preferred browsers for UTIPS core. The one they want to try to avoid using is Explorer, but if you don't have another option on your computer today, that's just fine. Just keep in mind as we use UTIPS core in the future, try to get Chrome or Mozilla Firefox. So, first place we want to go to is toolasd.org. toolasd.utips.org. Once we're at toolasd.utips.org, we're going to log in. And the password is something we'll go ahead and give you in the training session itself. Okay, once we're here, we're going to go to this under Shared Assessments. We're going to go to Benchmarks. And once we're in Benchmarks, there's a folder. There's a little triangle next to that folder. When that triangle is pointed to the side, the folder is closed. When we click on that triangle, it opens it up, and there is whatever the contents immediately in that folder are. So under Benchmarks, there are two other folders, one for English Language Arts and one for Mathematics. Let's go ahead and open up English Language Arts. We have the tests themselves. Currently these tests are blank. We'll go ahead and click on this one. I'll pretend that we're working on the English Language Arts 7 test. When we click on it there, the test pane itself opens up. Let's minimize this benchmarks pane, this folders pane. There's a little button right there. Going to click on it and minimize it there. Give us some more room to work in. Now that we're in this testing pane, there are three tabs: Overview, Items, and Participants. We're just going to be working the Items tab today. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. This white space here is what we have to work with our tests. I want to show you how to pull some items out of the data set itself. So we're going to go to Standards. Clicked on that. This new pane is opened up on the far right. And we're at the USOE. We want to go to, let's see here, Language Arts. And we are in grade 7. And we want to choose our standards. Let's go to the core standards there. Now you can see we have a number of different standard domains up here. More triangles. We can open up one of those triangles there, and we see that under Reading for Information 7th grade, there is first cluster. There has to be 7 items there. You can see there's another triangle. If we want to drill down, we actually get to the specific standards. However, in English Language Arts, it seems that all the items they have available are at the cluster level and not down further. That is not true for Mathematics. You can drill down quite a bit and find items, and I encourage you to do so as you try to find what you want. Let's go ahead and click on this link that says 7 items available, and here are the 7 items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is our Bob Ross moment. We're going to go ahead and kind of look at which one of these happy questions we want to put on our pane here. Let's put in this happy question right there. With our language arts questions, there might be quite a bit of reading prompt for the student, and then you get down to the question itself. You can minimize that reading prompt there and look at the question. You can maximize the reading prompt, take some time to look at it, make sure it's appropriate. I think it's important here, these reading prompts have not been calibrated to a Lexile level or what might be appropriate for a given grade level, I think. I'm not sure if they have or not. It's going to be important for you then to make sure that they're on track. And if you need some help with that, I'm happy to help you with it too. Okay, so we're going to minimize that for now, just to save some space. That's our first reading prompt in question. If we bring this one in, I can see it right away. If you notice that what I'm about to drop in is also called water conservation. It is likely the same reading prompt with a separate question. And what's nice about that is you can see the reading prompt doesn't repeat itself. There's only one copy of the reading prompt there, and now there's question 1 and question 2. I'm dragging the third one here, the 4th, 5th, the 6th, and the 7th question here. There are quite a few. I'm going to try to, well, I don't know if I can expand that quite just yet. But what I can do now is I can kind of scroll up here. I have this underwater conservation. I have 3 questions. However, it looks like 2 of them have writing responses. We really want to try to avoid those in this benchmark test. We're looking for just multiple choice. So I'm going to scroll over. If I put my mouse over the question number, two icons appear. One's the trash can and one's this little elevator up and down button. If I scroll my mouse over that trash can and click it, it'll delete the question. If I scroll it over that up and down elevator button and hold my mouse button down, I can actually put it in, change the order of it. So now I've put this question at the bottom. But since this is not a multiple choice question, I'm going to go ahead and delete it too. Okay. I'm going to look at these other ones. Oh, here's another open response. Just going to get rid of that. Okay. So I can look at these questions, see how appropriate they are for my needs. Do they really give me what I want? Does the writing sample itself give me what I want? When I'm done looking at that, I can minimize it. And so I have two writing samples, or reading samples. Drinking water, bottled from the tap, and water conservation. And out of those I have this one with only one multiple choice question and these three. And I know I'm going to be so limited on time. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to that question, open that up and scroll down to this question, delete it. And I only have this one reading sample. Save the kids some time from reading too many things and taking up a lot of test time just by reading. That's the one sample, 3 questions based on the standards. If I will click standards and click it again, that right pane goes away and I have a little more room here. I can also see these blue boxes that are associated with each question. Within that box there is the standard that's labeled there. There's also an item ID for each question you see here. These are unique identifying numbers that associate with this. So if you're looking on an iPad or any other computer that you're not able to move the questions in directly, you can go ahead and make a note of that number, and then on your own or with the help of someone else who has a computer with you today, go ahead and you can do a search, and you can actually search for one of these numbers using this space right here, and you can find the question itself. And then someone else can add it for you if you're unable to, because you're on an iPad or a phone. Okay, the save button here is very important. You need to save often. Click it. Once it's saved, there's no other changes. It is kind of grayed out, but if I make a change, it'll appear again. Just need to regularly save it. That's how you can add items from the test pool. Now, when it comes time to adding items from the your own sources, you have another source online or out of your own head or a textbook or whatnot, you can bring them into UTIPS by writing them yourself. You can click New. Lots of different kinds of questions here are available, but again, we're looking for multiple choice with a single select answer. Only one of the choices that students have for the question is the correct answer. We're going to click that. And I'm going to write this question. What is, let's see here. You can type any sort of question you want. You can add your options. And again, under each of these options, you can delete one if you like. You can change the order of it. Say I want blue to be section or the selection for A. It's being difficult. Maybe I just want to move that one down. There we go. Or I want green. So let me move it all the way up. Almost all the way up. I can move that one down to get green up there. Or if I don't like this answer, I can delete it. Add a new one. And purple, in fact, is my favorite color today. And I tell the computer by selecting that little check mark that that's it. If I select another one, just need to make sure that I unselect the first one. Otherwise, if you notice, over here it's going to change some problems. You're going to end up with not having a question that is where only one of the choices available is correct. Alright, so we've done that. I'm going to hit save. But this is not connected at all with the standard, so you see these blue boxes here. I'm going to go ahead and select this again. Got my standards still. Obviously this is a language standard, isn't it? Knowing your teacher's favorite color. It happens to be well, let's say language 7, cluster 1, standard 1. Maybe, depending on how far you want to drill down, you can get any of these blue boxes. Let's just grab this one. I'm going to click on it with my mouse, hold the mouse button down, and this drop here space appears. I'm going to let it go right there. And I have now associated this question with this standard. Hit save again. My work has been saved. I've now added a question that I've either created my own or drawn from another source and entered by hand, connected it with a standard. Remember to save. You'll be good to go. Now, let me delete this before I forget. Don't want to leave that for the English Language Arts 17. I've deleted, saved it. I'm going to log out. Remember that if you are working, we're all working under the same ID, and it's going to be able to see other people and your team's work. It's probably going to require for you to log out and log back in to be able to see that work. And if I were to do that, that would appear. But what I want to do right now is actually take you to the district website. If I go to the district website right now, go to departments, and on this right column here, under assessments currently, there's a link for benchmark training. Just want to go there. There are links. We'll be adding links to this later tonight to provide this training itself along with the documentation you're receiving as hard copy in the training. Give you electronic copies of that here to share or to refer to. Instructions for what I've talked about by and large are right here. Adding your own U-tips, questions, how to add media we didn't really go over, but there's a great way for you if you have pictures or whatnot you want to include in. There's a Google document page there that you can go to. It'll show you how to do it. And we have discussed how to align your items to the core curriculum by drawing in those little standards. There's certainly a lot there. People will be going around helping you when you get stuck. Refer to these documents as often as you need to. They're pretty well done. I think they're pretty self-explanatory. I'm grateful for the people at the state offices who've put these together. They are printable here, should you need hard copy. I think that concludes the training. Hope you do well, and good luck.